Hey guys, Troubletcat here, playing some CSGO, which means that I'm unlikely to play particularly well, since this is a live commentary I'm recording as I'm playing, but no matter. I don't even care right at this particular moment, although I do often try and play this game well. Anyway, basically the idea behind this video was, I got a comment, rather, on my last CSGO video from a regular viewer saying that it seemed like a pretty lame game to watch from the point of view of a spectator or a player who is like not familiar with CS games, and in particular that what sort of got me thinking about it was that it seems kind of confusing because of the lack of action and then the instant death that can happen a lot in CS. And what that got me thinking about was the fact that when this game comes out on August 14th, or when the beta releases to anybody who pre-ordered the game, so I mean basically the game is out. Looks like the bomb's over day. There's going to be a lot of people coming into this game who haven't played a CS game before. And not only that, but they're going to be playing against some people who've been playing this game since 1999. You know, other people with different levels of experience, but, you know, including dudes who've been here for the entire fucking time since one point. Well, since the CS first came out as a mod for Half-Life. And the game's changed over the years, but there's still a lot in CSGO that is the same as those earlier Counter-Strikes, and those people are definitely going to have a really big advantage. And apart from that, it's just, even if that wasn't the case, well, I mean, I guess just because I know there's going to be this big influx of new players, and it's always, except for when it first came out, I suppose, been a hard and intimidating game to come into, just because of how difficult of a game it is and how much skill there is involved, and it's not made easier by the fact that over the years the community has become incredibly elite. So there's a lot of players out there who are pretty good at this game, but for a new player, even a very average player is going to probably be able to stomp you into the ground incredibly consistently, just because this is one of those games where there's a lot of skill involved, and so there's not a huge opportunity for, a bad player to kill an average player, and even less so for a bad player to kill a good player. It's not like Call of Duty, where you can go in and, you get behind them and then you can still, gun them down really easily, and then it's done. I mean, you can still get kills if you're new in this game, but, a lot of people who come in for their first time will be coming in and, doing things like going 2 for 12 in tons of games in a row and stuff like that, and, I wanted to try and make a video to alleviate that for people a little bit, so that you'd understand a little bit about the weapons handling, about the movement, and about the damage model in CS, because those are all sort of the key mechanical things, the things that you were directly doing. I mean, I could talk about the objectives and the buy system, but the main things that you're doing when you're playing the game, right, is moving and shooting. The fundamental aspects of any first-person shooter. And so I sat down and I spent a couple hours trying to sort of record a commentary where I could, cover one or both of those topics. And what I was finding was that motherfuckers planted the bomb. What I was finding was that I didn't feel like there was any way I could actually do it effectively, to be honest, to just sort of make these, that's a teammate, make these, broad sort of categorical statements that explain the game and make things, easy for people coming into it. And a lot of that's because it's just stuff that you have to play the game to learn a lot of this stuff. It's things that you get a feel for over time with the weapons handling. The movement it's very situational, when do you want to walk, when do you want to run, when is it good to crouch. That's all very situational. It's just a lot of stuff in this game is very situational, I'd say, is what makes it difficult. And so, I mean, I could say a few things about the weapon handling. For example, don't fire assault rifles while moving because your cone of fire loses a lot of control in this game. And keep in mind that the recoil in this game is a little bit unorthodox in that bullets will actually end up going above your crosshair instead of into your crosshair after a sustained burst of fire. So, I mean, there are a few things like that, particularly those things, that I can mention about the cone of fire and about the way recoil works and stuff like that. But for the most part, the weapons all have different handlings. Motherfucker. And it's just something that you have to learn to play. So I was thinking, well, okay, I can't really help out that much there. I mean, there are a couple of things I could say, but surely there's still some advice I, as an extremely average player, could give new dudes coming into this for the very first time, and there were a couple things that I did think of. The first one is try to enjoy yourself. Try not to get too frustrated, and stick with it in that same vein. I mean, obviously, you get super mad, you're going to rage quit the entire game. This is a game that is probably going to be frustrating at first. Be prepared for that. That's some advice right there. Counter-Strike is one of those games that can be incredibly enraging, particularly as a new player where you don't quite understand, what the mistakes are you're making, why you're dying, and, you're dying very quickly, and I mean, a lot of times it seems like, I can't kill anybody, but they all kill me instantly. That's not because the game is bullshit, by the way. That's to do with other people understanding the weapons better than you, for the most part. I mean, occasionally there's luck, but for the most part it's to do with other people just understanding the game and the weapons better than you do at that point, so they have a huge advantage in gunfights, and can end them very quickly, whereas you just kind of can't a lot of times if you're a new player. I still often, derp pretty brutally with my weapons, with my accuracy and stuff like that in CS. So, what I'm saying is, be prepared to get frustrated, but try and keep in mind that it's not that the game is biased against you or anything like that. It's not that the game hates you. It's not that the game is bullshit or based on luck. It's that the game is hard and it takes a long time to learn. And it's the same with any competitive game. I mean, if you come into, for example, StarCraft 2. When I first started playing StarCraft 2, and, you start sitting down and playing 1v1s, you lose a lot. And you lose badly, and it can be very, very frustrating. And in fact, even more than that, very intimidating. It can be uncomfortable to lose so furiously. It's not such a big deal in CS, because CS is a team game. It's not sort of all on you. But it can be sort of intimidating at times. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared to get a little bit mad. And just try and keep in mind, as I said, that it's not the game. It's that you need to learn. You need to learn to become a better player, son. I know I still do. I really want an incendiary grenade, not the smoke grenade. Alright. A second thing would be, if you want, tips and stuff, strategies, figure out how to play the game better, look up videos on YouTube. I personally haven't watched many CS videos or anything like that, but I know there's a great wealth of content out there, so I mean, watch tournaments, watch videos. This is, if you want to get good. Start watching tournaments, start watching YouTube videos of better players, and noticing, the kinds of things people do, what's successful, try and figure out why it's successful, that kind of stuff. It's not a game that I feel that I can sit down and tell somebody what to do, how to play well. And I mean, I'm not an amazingly good player, but even if I was, I still think that that'd probably be the case, that I wouldn't really be able to, sit down and explain to people, look, this is how you gotta do it to play the CS well, man. Because it's a complicated game, it takes a long time to get used to, and it's very situational. However, if you watch a lot of people playing and stuff and try and figure out why what they're doing is good, you might be able to figure some good stuff out yourself. I'm going to be doing some kind of YouTube series for CSGO. I haven't figured out exactly what it's going to be yet. I know that I want to get good at this game. I got good enough at it finally that I actually find it enjoyable to play instead of an exercise in frustration. And I'd like to get even better at it. I'd like to become a pretty pro dude in CS. Not playing very well right now. It can be hard for me to play well when I'm live commentating. Most of my CSGO videos will not be live commentaries for this reason. It's hard to play the game if you're not 100% focused on it. Bombs on the ground here to defend this. I'll be doing some kind of YouTube series. I just haven't decided what form that'll take yet. It might be that one thing I thought of was just putting up a full match every week and talking about how, just talking about the game and sort of what I've learned in the past week, how I might have improved, what are good things and bad things I did in the game, that kind of stuff. Just as a way to sort of track my progress and to help me improve as a player from that kind of evaluation of games would hopefully make me learn a little bit faster. I mean, most of it comes from actually playing the game and just getting more accustomed to it, but, that probably wouldn't hurt. Another thing I thought of was, doing videos just talking about different strategies I use on different maps and weapons and stuff like that. Again, though, that kind of stuff, I mean, I am not an amazing player by any means. I'm a best and average player, so I'm not sure how interesting, how much interest there would be for people to hear, what strats some dude who doesn't quite know what he's doing uses. But that was one idea I had. The point is, there's definitely going to be something, and I just am not quite 100% on what that's going to be yet. So, when it comes to watching videos, you'll have some of mine to look at. Probably better to watch videos from people, you know, better than me if you want to learn Uber Elite strats and stuff like that. But hey, watching my videos shouldn't make you actively a worse player, right? I hope. Probably. No, but seriously, I'm not quite that bad, hopefully. Hopefully. So I think that pretty much covers the topic I wanted to, cover in this motherfucker. 69 health left! You son of a bitch! Really mad when I saw that. So I think that pretty much covers the topic I wanted to cover in this video. So I'm gonna control this bot actually. I'm gonna play out the rest of this round, and then I'm gonna get out of here and go upload this. As always, you know, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you'll be buying CS:GO and you haven't played CS before. I'm kind of interested to get an idea of how many people around there are like that. Or just if you'll be buying CS:GO in general, I suppose. Particularly, I'd be interested if anyone watching is going to buy this game on console. I'm really interested to see how this game is going to turn out on consoles. I have no idea. I'm not saying it's going to be absolutely terrible and impossible to play on console, but it is going to be definitely a very different experience from, I think, what PC players are used to in CS. Just because of the difference in control scheme, it's going to make things different. And I'm interested in finding about that. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the video. That's the end of this one. And until that next time, Troubletcat out.